Hey team, sorry for running late again. I apologize for that. 10 laps for me, but no. So like we said this morning, today we want to today's topic we're going to just focus on workouts. And I know the last couple of days it's just been a lot of me rambling, a lot of talking, just about the topics of the day. Today we'll actually go through a little bit of demonstration and show you some stuff of maybe what we're doing here at the factory here at the home gym, and then some other things that you can do. So in terms of workouts, you saw the post this morning. It's just some of the household items that you could have or find to use for your home workouts. So got a little go bag here myself. A couple of things to work with, just an easy backpack, or something I thought might be actually pretty helpful is just a duffel bag as well. Could kind of mix up the weight distribution a little bit and some of the variety of what you can do. Maybe the handles are a little more durable. The other thing as well is this one for sure is it's pretty unique. It's got some extra handles on the sides, which kind of give you a few extra options. So let's say for example, if you do have a homemade sandbag or access to sand, or if you want to go get some, or heck, you could use anything, but using a duffel bag would be real good for that. Maybe you get a trash bag or double up some trash bags, fill it with some sand, gravel, whatever it is. Stick that inside the duffel bag. That's a real easy tool to use there. Right now, we just got some canned food out of the pantry, just to add a little bit of weight. Or if you're fortunate enough to have a few med balls around the house, a couple of just light aerobic balls that we use for some different stuff. Just throw that in. And the cool thing about it is that the weight or whatever you have in there moving around is just going to give that dynamic stability to it. All right, so maybe what I'll do is I'll just take it kind of one tool at a time, just show you a couple of different variations or ideas to spin off with. So the duffel bag, you can always go with kind of a Zercher carry type of setup, just doing some squats. All right, if you want to mix it up, go into a lunge, right, backwards or even sideways. All right. Going there, maybe even if you do have the mobility, you're comfortable with it, going crossover. All right, so just taking the front foot, just a slight crossover there. All right, always tends to target the glutes a little bit. Right, if you want to go with the side handles, right, or you could even use the main handles here. Just get some swings. All right. Maybe it's a little more stable going to the side, right? Or if you want to throw some shoulders, right? There's always the rotational, right? Squats. All right. Going to each side there. Got me busted up a little bit. But yeah, so duffel bags would be great. You can even mix it on. Good thing, the duffel bag, you strap it over one shoulder if you want instability, hook it around both, and then from here you can do your squats. All right, do squats. Good thing about this, I'm always huge on addressing the hips, hip hinging, posterior chain as well. A lot of the athletes that I've worked with, they tend to overlook that one. So this one can be real good, getting some good mornings. All right, or if you want to bring the weight around front, make it more like an RDL. Okay, right there. Downside is that the bag usually hangs down too low, so it just kind of shortens that range. Or you can just hold it up a little bit higher here and just go that way. I'm sure there's there's a few other ideas you can come up with with the duffel bag. Um, for those that maybe I'm following for a while, you might remember that about a year ago, we were really working with an initiative we called the B-Town Fit Fam, or B-Town Fitness Encouragement Group. And one of the big events with that was our hunger haul. Basically, it was just a hike. We were encouraging folks to get out, fill a backpack with canned food or just non-perishable items, hike up to a certain location, wherever it was that we set up, and then drop off the canned food. Then you could hike back home. So, as a family, friends, house, whatever it was, you're getting the walk, you're getting out, enjoying the neighborhood. The cans in the bag are just going to add some extra weight, right? And so that's going to kind of elevate the intensity just a bit. But you're also doing some good, helping out the community as well. So we partnered with our local food bank to do that, and got some real good support from the first event. But yeah, that's where the backpacks come in handy. So again, anytime you go out for a walk, I know I'm up to 2, if not 3 walks a day, and so just adding the weight to it can just add some extra intensity behind it, just extra variation. But again, as long as you keep it, the one thing I will say is just keep it cinched up to where it's nice and close. You don't want it to where it's going to bounce around, or sitting down too low might encourage or might influence too much hyperextension, right? So just your squats there. Again, same as the duffel bag. Get your good mornings. Okay. You can do all your lunge variations there as well. Good thing is that you can always bring it around to the front, right? Just get a little different weight distribution. Okay, setting up there. Again, with your squats, your lunges, everything else. Okay, doesn't have the smooth handles on it for some of the upper body stuff, but you can still mix it in if you want to mix. If you have it heavy enough, you want to set up. You can still do your rows here. Okay, or you can just, if you can adjust it, you can still get your presses with your bag here. I know I've got a nephew back home, has a lot of bigger rocks that he's pulling out of the yard, out of the driveway, and he's able to put that in a plastic bag just to protect the dust and the dirt, or keep it from getting all over the place, but filling on the inside. Again, we just got regular canned food stuck on the inside there. And again, right, good thing is just you can strap it on, take the dog for a walk. You're going to get an elevated heart rate just from that. Other than that, the canned food, especially the smaller cans like this, not good for too much. I mean, unless you have a lot of them. But even doing some of your smaller movements, single joint or maybe even rehabilitation movements, especially upper body, right? Just doing some side raises, or doing more of the traditional Ys, Ts, and the posterior chain, hitting the smaller muscle groups. If you wanted to do, maybe not much that you could do, probably wouldn't provide as much weight or enough resistance for lower body stuff, but you could use it for, maybe some extra activation. If you're doing some squats, maybe squeezing, holding a can, maybe long ways, or even widthwise, just to get some extra activation in the adductors and the groin while you're doing that. Or if you could fix it to your foot, maybe you get some ankle flexion, dorsiflexion, or plantar flexion. And then lastly, all right, dip into the laundry room, right? Grab the big detergent bottles. Okay, obviously the more laundry you're doing, the lighter it's going to get. But if you catch them early enough, you can get some good weight here. And I saw a good example of these. Not everybody's going to have the big office water coolers, but I did see a group the other day that had it about half full, right? And they were just doing some curls, so you got the liquid splashing around. It's just going to add to the dynamic stability a little bit, add to the intensity, right? You could even go in and do some presses with it. Again, the splashing and the sloshing is going to just add that extra variability and stabilization to it as well. Make sure the lid's on tight. Okay, I haven't seen any gym fails with the lid popping off, but you know, especially in these times, you don't want to be going back down the laundry aisle to get a whole nother one, or trying to clean it up off the floor, especially if you're working out in house or indoors. So a few other things. So we've got just some old broken hockey sticks. Had these, geez, almost 10 years, ever since the days back in Boston. But you know, hockey stick. If you have a strong broomstick or a strong rake, or even a shovel handle, okay, make sure you're using the right end. But you can use these for a lot of mobility exercises, or if you have a doorway, right? If you have a way to fix it to the doorway, right? You can even just, as long as it's, oh, that's the shorter one. Let me get the longer one here. Okay, if you have a way to fix it to a door frame, you know, you can even do some upper body work here. One key thing with this is make sure that you keep your grip wide, close to the brace, close to the base, right? You bring your hands in tighter, okay? If the door frame is out wide, it's just going to have a tendency to bow whatever the stick is that you're using. So just be careful with that. Last thing you want to do is grip in and it bows in or breaks or collapses in the middle, right? Even a lighter stick, a lighter broom handle, keeping it out wide, won't have the sturdiness or the durability. But again, if you get out wide, stay close to the brace, close to the pinpoint, then or the frame, then it'll help just kind of secure and stabilize in that in that setup, right? Other thing you can do if you're more novice, more beginner, right? You can go the other way and go pressing. Okay, up here, just drop it down a little bit. Just make sure that the push is always into the frame, right? Not down so it slides under. Or like we've got the rubber bands here, pretty fortunate, right? So maybe if you got the bands or towels, you can set something there that's just going to help kind of set it up at the top. Okay. Or, you know, if you do it, not everybody has bands, but if you can fix those across, they can provide some assistance there for some of the movements. So other than that, what else? Typical jump ropes. Okay, jump ropes are good. Again, you can double those up for some of your workout exercises. Right, you can strap those around. Okay, tie it off. You know, if you want to do some stuff there, some other pulling. Okay. Or you know, back in the back we've got our bench. All right, so let me pull that up for a second. We can do some good lower body stuff there. And again, so the emphasis for today, again, is just wanting to make sure that you have some ideas on kind of your standard at-home items. Okay, not trying to show anything that you would really have to go out and buy. Things that are going to have the tendency to be around most homes, most houses, to help out. Right? But bench, you know, besides you got push-ups, you got dips, right? Some of your more traditional. You've got some call them flag raises or leg raises, typical, you know, abdominal exercises. Again, you know, for me, for a lot of the programs that we're working with, we're writing, try and put a bit of emphasis, a bit of focus on the posterior chain, because I think a lot of folks in general, a lot of athletes just overlook that, and it definitely tends to be underdeveloped, right? Especially low back pain, some in the knee and foot issues that we see do kind of stem from underactivated, underutilized posterior chains. So, so going into, just change the angle. just setting up for some hyperextensions. Okay, hyperextensions, just make sure that the hips are right on the edge. Okay, nice and comfortable. You can brace yourself at the bottom. Okay, and again, just raising the feet up. Okay, if you have those, mentioned earlier, probably but if you have those cans, okay, canned food, again, it's not really the weight that you're going to be focused on as much as it is just the activation that comes around it, that stems from it. So even just holding the can between your feet, hopefully I don't look like a fool with this. Okay, setting up here, keeping the can squeezed, right? It's just going to get some extra activation in the groin, in the adductors. And of course, any activation there is just going to associate all the way up into the encourage more activation through the glutes, through the hamstrings as well, and even slightly more in the lower back. All right, so those are some good ones there. You can always, if you got a partner who can set up, you got your bag. Okay, maybe your bench is a little bit taller. Maybe you got a table that's nice and sturdy, a little bit taller bar height table. It'll allow you more room, more flexibility to kind of get your leg swing through. Then you can, find out a way to hook your feet into the straps. Okay, right? Maybe it's just stepping through here. Okay, and I'll demonstrate here. It's obviously not going to be a very big movement, but you can hopefully just get the idea, right, of how this can work. Just make sure that it's cinched up nice and tight. Right there, right, and then from here, right, you're just elevating the bag. Again, if that weight's too light and you still want to get the work in the posterior chain, just make it more isometric holds, right? So just come up, hold for 5 seconds, drop down, right? Go for the next set. Okay. Again, just some nice ways that you can still get that work, right? It's not going to be like lifting 100 pounds for sets of 10. But you're still able to get that activation more so than what you might with body weight or with no weight at all. So that's pretty much it. I think we talked earlier. Hopefully you've seen the YouTube channel. Showed some demonstrations of what we can use with our furniture movers. Okay. Sliders, as some of the fitness groups might call them, but just check. Mom and dad might have some of these under the couch. Maybe the roommate has them under their bed. You pull these out, and these work great, especially on carpeted floors. Be cautious of maybe if they have a tile floor for sure, or linoleum floor. Wood floors, be careful, especially with the tile floors as well. Because if there's any dirt or something underneath here, it can tend to kind of scratch up the floor of the surface. So just a warning, all right? Don't come blame us if mom or dad, the landlord, start complaining about marks that you left behind. Even if you want to, you can just put a towel over these just for extra protection. All right. So again. All right, just drop these on the floor, okay? And you can kind of go anywhere you want to. Side lunge, back lunge, front lunge if you want to slide there, or you can do a number of exercises with your hands, right? Push-ups. Push-ups if you want one on each hand, right? You can slide both hands out as you go down, pull back in as you press up, go one at a time, okay? The old, if you're old enough to know the Karate Kid, okay, wax on as you're pushing up, wax off, or go the other way, right? Anything, even just alternating kind of single arm slide outs or roll outs, or both arms with the slider, same as you might with the roller. The dolly can work pretty good as well. Okay. All right, so again, the dolly, again, doing your tucks, okay. From the push-up position, right? So if I go elevated, okay, tucks there. Okay, you've got the tucks with the twist, or just do the straight leg circles. So, so that's pretty much it for the in-home edition. You know, a lot of it's probably stuff you're familiar with, stuff that you've already seen at this point. You know, this far into the shelter in place isolation. Maybe there's something there that kind of gave you some new ideas. If you have any other questions, as always, leave us a comment, send us a message, send us an email, hit us up on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Okay, send us a message. We'll get back to you. Again, if you have any ideas, any other suggestions, questions about what you personally can do, you know, what someone in your family or one of your teammates is looking to do, let us know. We'll come back later and do something more outdoors as well. So other than that, oh, totally forgot with the bench here. With the bags, right, you can easily do the step ups as well, right? So loading up the bag, okay. Loading up the bag, and you can do your step ups, or if you want to go single leg, okay, there. Yeah, nice easy way to get some extra load, extra weight on those on lower body exercises like that. I think that's going to be the key too, is for lower body work. If you are looking to get a bit more pump, a bit more work for the legs, going single leg, anytime you can go single leg is going to be a huge step, a huge benefit. And then again, just controlling that tempo. You know, maybe it's 5 seconds down, 5 seconds up, something like that, is going to help elevate that intensity. So, but again, apologize for jumping late or jumping on late today. I just had a coaching call that, yeah, one of those coaching calls that you just had some necessary issues that or challenges that need to be addressed. So always want to put the athletes first, and then you know, appreciate everybody jumping on. If you are following these, if you do make it this far in the video, certainly appreciate it. Just send us a message, let us know that you are watching. You know, if there's anything that any feedback that you have, we're more than happy to take it and change things up and make sure that whatever it is that we're providing is useful and efficient for you and your situation. So, but yeah, take care, stay healthy, all right, stay safe, and stay in touch.